Good morning, everyone. Maybe a better way to say that is good day, because this comes out in the morning, but we don't know when you're seeing it. So good day, eh?
Yeah, good day.
Mike?
Yeah. We're glad that you're joining us. We want to talk about what we talked about on Sunday, looking back a little bit, a couple things that happened, what we're looking forward to. But let's start with Sunday. We talked about Romans 12 is this week. Romans 11, 33 to 36. Because it leads into Romans 12, 1 to 2 that we're going to talk about this week.
Yeah.
But Romans 11, 33 to 36, as we said on Sunday, was Paul's wow. Like he just said, God, you are amazing. You just inspired me to write these 11 chapters of your plan that involved Jesus giving himself for us. Wow. Mm-hmm. What's an experience, I shared our experience in the helicopter, what's an experience that you may have had, a wow experience where you're just like, wow, God.
Okay, I'll jump in here.
Mm-hmm.
You told us you were going to ask that question, and I'll be honest, I was trying to think through times I've had those, and you kind of go, yeah, I know I've been there, but what does it look like? But I definitely recall a time I had a front row view for someone who was having that moment. We were in Northern Ireland, and we were like driving to a park where we were going to go camping. And we kind of come around a corner up a little hill, and all of a sudden, boom, there's this mountain range, if you will. Mm. And the person driving the car I was in the front seat, and they were just like, they pulled over and stopped, and they're like, can you believe how beautiful this is? Can you believe all of this that God has made? And I kind of went, because again, from Canada, I'm like, Rocky Mountains, hello. I'm like, And I mean, it was nice, and we talked about it, but definitely it was interesting just to kind of see that they were so taken by all of it that they could not keep driving safely. And it was like,
good for them.
Right, exactly. It's like, right, it's like as if God was calling them on the cell phone and they were taking the call. They pulled over and stopped, and they were just like, and we had that moment on the side of the road where, it wasn't maybe as impactful, because we can be, I guess the reason this story also came up in my mind worth sharing is we can be kind of numb to it too. Yeah. And we can be so overwhelmed, like just in the way, like, hey, it's no big deal. Like there's this and that. And there's so much goodness of God all around us. I think it's easy to lose sight of it.
It is.
But when we're with people who prompt us and give us a nudge towards it, take that time and go, okay, like let's talk about this. Let's just be in it. Even if it's not equal, if it's not the same, if we're not always getting the thing out of it. So it was cool. I mean, it was one of those moments in life that obviously I still remember, and you think of all the things I forget on a daily basis, but that one left a mark, even if it wasn't necessarily me marveling as much as someone else, but to be there when they had that moment was pretty special.
I really like that, because we can enter into someone else's joy and experience it differently, and then even reflect back on that as your wow experience, even though it wasn't, but it was. So that's really beautiful. It reminds me of, do you remember, I don't know, this is probably 10, 15 years ago, the picture or the meme, or I don't know what it was at that point, but there was two rainbows, full rainbows.
Oh, double rainbow guy.
And the rainbow, he's like, what does it mean?
That was early days of YouTube. That was first viral videos.
It was just like, and all us Christians are like, it's shouting God. Yeah. What's a wow experience for you?
Well, it's funny you say mountain, because mine was that too, because I was on holidays last week, so we took a quick trip to Calgary and stayed there a couple days with family, and we kind of traveled out in smoke, and then we came back in a clear. And we're driving along, and we're like, wow, that's pretty fantastic. And then of course somebody had to go to the bathroom, so we get through Rogers Pass, and then there's like this stop area just after the gate thing, and we parked, got out, came around to the back of the van, and then you turn around and look behind you, and you see the most picturesque mountain scene behind you. You're like, somebody painted that, obviously. That's not real, because that's just a little bit too perfect. And it was just this amazing moment that very much blew me away. And even just, going and learning about, the guns that go off for avalanche control and all those things. Like it's just amazing. So it's the same thing. Here's another one is, I was in a moment of shock and awe and wow at how good God was when our family was going through some difficult waters about 10 years ago. And when people in our church especially just stepped up and provided and cared for and just filled in all the gaps where we just felt like we were so weak and tired and emotionally exhausted, and people were just there. And that was unbelievable, because it's not that I expected it, but it just was like, by their kindness, I was able to even just look at God and say, wow, thank you, God, not just for the person, but for your care for us through them. And like it just was a huge wow moment, and I will never forget the kindness of those people in our lives. So
That's amazing. Yeah. It just makes me think of how Paul is really calling a community together in this as well. Together we glorify God, right? Yeah. Together we worship and praise Him. And by doing I felt that too. I felt that from Lakeview. And I've felt that from other communities I've been a part of that are, part of a church where I'm going through something and this person comes with that, or this person comes with that, or this family offers their house, as happened for our family last week. And so, it's pretty special. Well, we talked about being renewed as reflecting back on all that God is and praising Him for it. Wow, God. And so I hope that you've found ways to think about that and do that as we are right now, and hopefully you're having opportunities of seeing it and recognizing, like Chris said, things that seem to be mundane or maybe not mundane, but that we miss. Our eyes, open your eyes to it. This is great. So something else that happened over the weekend is you took youth down to Vancouver. Can you tell us just a brief update on that?
It was good.
Yeah. A little bit more than good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you said keep it brief.
That's what my kids say when I ask how their day was.
It was good. Here's the thing. One of the things that we love doing is road trips, day trips especially, because then you don't have to worry about overnight. It's always nice when we can be in our own bed. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just a beautiful thing.
That's just the old people talking, though.
Hey, keeping the physiotherapy industry in business.
That's right.
What's great about it for me is our youth who are, because they're in all different schools. They come. Some of them don't even all come to church on Sunday, and some who do come to church are not here every week. And so, they'll connect on Monday night. And if we can create other opportunities for them to connect, to build friendships, but also friendships that where we can walk together in the way of Jesus. That's what it's about for me. The game is secondary. It's fun. I enjoy it. Maybe not that one, but it's it was fun.
Just tell us what that game is, because I didn't.
That was we went to the BC Lions football game.
Okay, yeah.
And we showed up. They didn't, but that's okay. That's another story. Anyways, but it's the whole day of it, and just spending time together, and that whole adventure side of things is just fun, and it's building memories together, which helps in the spiritual journey. So that's why it was good.
Something else that we celebrated a few weeks ago, we showed a picture of you with a bunch of backpacks. You got up and shared where those went. Can you just remind us a little bit of that, and then what that means
as it is back to school season, and kids through the food bank have been getting backpacks. It's also entering the season where a lot of that stuff is on sale, and we just wanted to throw that out to the church and remind you of that, but also invite you. Some of you have been dropping off backpacks, just a backpack, unfilled, just plain old backpack that looks like something a 13-year-old would love. We could use some of those to put away, so that when the food bank comes knocking on our door next year, and you're like, but nobody has backpacks in store right now, we're able to then go, hey, we've got these for you ready to go. So if you are able and interested and want to be part of that and can drop a backpack off, that would be so much appreciated. Again, just an empty backpack that looks like something that would be perfect for a 13-year-old. I say it that way because it's really easy, and we get lots of like backpacks with like unicorns and like excavators on them and stuff, which are great for like young elementary kids, but it's really hard to find good ones for kids in that middle school zone.
Yeah.
And so we just love to invite you to,
because they're also getting bigger. They're getting into more binders and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like a camping backpack, but
Right.
it
Just a
can
little
be.
bigger, yeah.
It can't be a Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah. So and a lot of kids who are 13, 14 don't want Hello Kitty on their backpack either, since yeah,
Now, I had the opportunity to drop off, how many backpacks did we have? 51 or something?
something like that. Yeah.
To the food bank this beginning of summer,
Excuse me for a
because
second. Sorry.
Chris was on vacation and out of the picture just like he is now.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, he was on sabbatical, so I was able to take those backpacks, and they just were so grateful. And then I heard a couple times from a volunteer, just tell everybody how grateful we are that we are able to hand out these backpacks. We are so grateful. So they are very appreciated. So be thinking of that for this fall. Or next fall, but pick up stuff for this fall. So school starting is just what kind of brings us back to normal life as we come back to from big vacations and from summertime. And we want to have a party. We want to celebrate together that we're back and that we're starting again. And so we want to celebrate together as our family, our church family, and maybe as an opportunity to invite someone that you've been thinking about inviting to something that's a little more low-key as far as prayers and sermons and that kind of thing goes, but it's still very much the family of God worshiping and praising and having fun together. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up, Kevin.
Yeah, so September 10th, we, like along those lines, we just wanted to get people together. We feel like this is a great time, especially where some people might be checking out churches and there might be newcomers. And so the opportunity to just make connections. We really desire to just sit down and get to know people. And so what better way to do that than often around food? And so what we want to do is, following our service on September 10th, we're going to head right down to Green Bay, and we're going to quickly go down there, and we will have burgers cooking on a barbecue and hot dogs and buns. And so that just kind of is the beginning and the basis. We'll provide plates and stuff like that and some drinks. But what we would like to do is have some help with that. And so we're going to have A to L bring a salad.
If your last name starts
with A to L, bring a salad, and then M to Z, bring a dessert just to share with everybody. And so the idea being that if somebody even just shows up that day and they forget, hopefully we have enough covered that you can just come down and enjoy. But for those of us that can, let's prepare something that we can just share with others and just enjoy an afternoon. So then the idea is we'll eat and we'll just kind of enjoy Green Bay. We're planning on being outside. We're planning on great weather. We're praying for that, and no smoke, and lots of good things to happen that day. But let's say we do have to go inside because of weather or other reasons, we're okay to do that. Green Bay has allowed us to do that, but we're going to aim to be outside. And if it's really nice, let's go and hang out at the beach and just enjoy what's there and kind of just do it together. It's a great opportunity. And so invite friends and neighbors or whoever to come and join us with that. This is not exclusively to Lakeview. This is just connecting people together. And so just throwing that out there, that's some of the details that are going to be coming out in the next little bit. And bring maybe some activities that you would like to do and share with others as well too, whether it's soccer, football, bocce, board games, crafts, Pokemon, whatever you need to do.
Well, I was hearing today that there's actually professional cornhole players.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Do we need to get?
I think we need to bring cornhole.
I think
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe some of you are
Yeah.
secretly professional and you want
Yeah.
to show your stuff off.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could have a tournament or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to having a good time there and a family time. And what do you do with families? You kind of gather and try to have fun together. So that's what we're doing. So looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. It's Communion Sunday, so we will celebrate the Lord's Supper on Sunday as well. And we'll carry on with our the second part of our renewed series. So hope you have a great week. Continue to pray for people that are out of house still with the fire, and people that are newly threatened, as you have been. Last night you were put on alert when you weren't before, and many of us are still on alert, but back.
I feel like West Kelowna is just on alert. Just be ready.
And so continue to pray for people that are needing help that way. And we hope that you have a great week. God bless you.